All right. I think we're going.
Really?
Yeah. Is
You
it
really
up?
like
Yeah. There we are.
Echo Boy.
We're here. We're live.
We're recording. Little
Is
mini,
Twitter is Twitter working?
unplanned, unprompted,
Let's
mini
see.
little session here.
I don't know if it's up on Twitter. It's definitely not. Man, it's too
Reload
bad.
it.
Let's see. Yeah, it's not up on Twitter. We got 2 viewers right now.
Let's promote it,
Let's promo it.
and then
All
we'll
right.
with a link to where it could be or no.
Do you see it, Matt? Do you have on YouTube? We got 6 viewers though. We got people watching. Hi Ben. Hey, how are you? We're trying to figure out how this works. Interested in fighting. How did you find it? We're trying to figure out how we promote this.
Let people know it's happening.
Here. Oh, I have it. I have the link. All right. Sorry, I'm gonna tweet this. Let me just message it to you, Brendan. How is everybody's day going? Um, this is great TV, great radio. I hope everybody's enjoying it. All right, Matt, I'm sending this. We're all right. God, this is great. It gave you a notice. How am I going to stay awake for the matches? This has been a hot topic. I think this is a very challenging decision, right? Is what you do, especially dependent on time zone. I think if you're Eastern time, you wake up at like 4 a.m. Maybe that's your golden ticket. The problem with these foursome matches being first is that they're going to go so fast, right? They're going to be like you're going to be done with them at 5 a.m. Eastern. I mean, on the West Coast, you're just screwed. I was thinking about what I'd be doing if I was home. I don't think I would. I think I would just try and completely flip my schedule, but I kind of like have to watch them, right? If I'm just like a regular person, I'm probably, I don't know. I might watch them a little at night, be deprived for a while, then pop back in. But East Coast, I think you gotta wake up. Maybe you go 4:30. I mean, you wake up at 4:30 for flights if you travel regularly, right? You wake up at 4:30 for flights. It's not crazy. Just wait a little bit on your coffee and then go.
Not with any regularity. You might wake up at 4:30. I don't wake up at 4:30. That sounds insane. But yes, you're gonna. We're. I mean, my concerns are we have the house cat combo of and Xander and Cantlay. They're anchoring it, and they may just like drag this session
You
that
think
should be
they're
three and a
gonna
half
slow it
hours.
down?
Oh, they're not in front of anybody, so we're fortunate on that
Do you
one.
think that was strategic? They
Put
put
them
them
in
at the
the
back of the bus so that they didn't disrupt any of the
That's
Americans.
potentially with a
I did
purpose.
note. I somebody noted that like, hey, the Americans are actually slower players than the Europeans. They
Is
should
that
have,
true?
yeah, they should
Like
have,
who?
they should have just thrown that up right away to they should have thrown them right at the top, right?
And just kind of like pace car this thing to
Yeah.
death and at the beginning?
Hey, is it working?
I think so.
It's on Twitter too.
No.
If I manage to pull
I
that
tweeted the
off,
link.
we're not very
I
organized
tweeted
here.
the link of
We've
it.
been
It's just an impromptu
It's on
deal.
Twitter? No way.
No, I tweeted a link to YouTube.
No way.
How about that?
This is unbelievable. This
New
is
frontiers here. We came to the Big Apple. We figured out the technology. We're humming here. We could play a round of golf.
Well, we have a technology partner.
Yeah, we do.
So,
We do. I like
we
that.
wouldn't be anywhere
Same one as
without
Blocky. That's true. That's true.
without Cisco and
That's true.
Blocky. So, you know,
We are. This is the official Draddy house, and we've been with Draddy all week playing a little golf in the Med area. We were on the golf course when we got news, rumblings, literally rumblings, transatlantic rumblings that
it
the
was like
Burly
an
Boy.
earthquake.
There is a Burly Boy combo over in Europe. I got a European source who told me they were doing some digging, and your wishes may be true, may come true with an actual Burly Boy pairing. And we
Wait,
got this.
what about my wishes that Sep's going all 5? Do you think
I
that's
haven't heard that. I haven't gotten that far. One other, well, we'll get to that in a minute. I heard some concerning news about one American player from on the ground, which we'll get to maybe in that leadoff match. I'm a
could
little
have
worried.
short
I
game
don't want to.
and
I don't want to
short
tip the
game
markets. They're
short
still
game
open,
and
taking
short
bets.
game and putting issues in one
Yes,
group,
that's what I'm
in
hearing.
one
That's
pairing.
a troubling scenario.
What do you think of the pairings? What was your big takeaway from the all shot pairings?
I think maybe that Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth aren't playing. Is that a takeaway that you can have? Is who's not actually in
Yeah.
it? Um,
Do you think that's a troubling sign?
You can read it. It's the Ryder Cup kind of prognostication and sort of the subjective. What could it all mean? Continues with Justin Thomas. We have at least one more session.
Do you think he had pool noodles out on the range? And
Does it mean he can't find the sun in a club face, or are they just trying to ease him into it? They know that he's sort of under the microscope in the crosshairs. Cheers, by the way.
Cheers.
That's the first little
We got some
session of the day
local
here.
brews, some local
Um,
coffee. We're enjoying the Long Island lifestyle.
What do you think? Do you think it's concerning? Do you think it's an admission that maybe he doesn't have his stuff that they would leave him on this bench to start the Ryder Cup?
I'm worried. I think that one of the things I'm worried about is Fred Couples. Has he been a decoy? Has he been just he's out there trying to throw everybody off the scent, saying JT and Jordan are going to play. I was thinking if you're going to play somebody 4 matches, wouldn't you want to get them out there twice, day 1, and then once day 2, and then once day 3?
If you're not playing well, foursomes is probably the more inhospitable
I think so.
format. I think you're right. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's a good sign. Well, I don't think it's like a great sign.
Uh-huh.
I think that if he's your as I'm just using Zach Johnson's words,
Right.
if he's the heart and soul of your team,
Heart and soul. That's right. The heart and soul
the heart and
exemption.
soul of your team,
Yep.
as he said
Yep.
in the captains, like so it'd be like if Sergio Garcia 4 years ago wasn't playing
Yeah.
the first session. You'd
Yeah.
be like, "Wait, why isn't
Why did we
Sergio?"
bring him? Why
Yeah.
is he on the team? Why did
Yeah.
we bring him? But yeah.
I think our video framing's pretty bad.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of height,
There's
but
a
you
lot
want
of
to
height,
get
so
up and pull it
yeah,
down?
I think you gotta pull
Here?
it down a little.
I mean, I can't tell in real time.
I know this is challenging. This is a new frontier.
We have no. There we go.
Look at that. There's a
the-
delay.
There we go. It's still not great, but we'll get
better.
there. We'll
It's
get
way
there.
better.
Yeah, I still have questions about Justin Thomas. Who knows? We'll see. I'm excited to see him though. It adds so much excitement and element to this Ryder Cup. First off is Scotty Scheffler, Sam Burns versus John Rahm, Tyrrell Hatton, who are being dubbed Fire and Fire. Very
Come on,
cheeky and
like,
creative.
they
Euros
both-
are good at that. Mollywood and like.
Well,
doing
they got
different-
Fleetwood Mac now
Yeah,
with Fleetwood and
They
Rory.
have fun with that.
Fire and Fire.
I got some.
But you couldn't come up with anything better. Like what? Like
They run hot, both of them.
jalapeno and
I mean,
what's
there's
another
nothing.
ghost peppers.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, I was gonna say there's nothing spicy about British. I was trying to think of English, like something English that's spicy, for Hatton, but I think there's no real flavor in anything English food. I got some disturbing intel from someone on the ground who was following Sam Burns today. It said allegedly may have the chipping yips. Said it was a grisly scene.
Whew.
We were talking about chunks, thin, blades. Just couldn't find it. Chipping. Zach was jumping in trying to help counsel. And at one point, apparently Burns was like, we just need to get out of here. I just need to get off this hole and go somewhere else. So he could be having a chipping issue
An
going on.
episode.
Could. Who knows?
It could
Tomorrow he
just
comes
be,
out. Maybe
yeah.
he's got the hands of Jose Maria. I have no idea, but
You thinking
that's
like Hunter
insult from the ground.
Mahan all over the place
It's
tomorrow?
that's what I'm told. He might be dealing with chipping. Yep, Sam Burns and Scotty Scheffler, of course. Now with Phil Kenyon, has putted horribly. He's been a horrible putter all year. Phil Kenyon is renowned for being a good putting coach, but renowned also for putting a lot of putting a lot of stuff in your head. He's not a
Doesn't seem like he's been taking time off.
not a feel good about not like a feel guy. Yeah. So that's your first match against Rahm and Hatton. Who do you like?
I mean, I think I like
Alt
Rahm
shot.
and Hatton.
Yeah. Alternate
Cyril
shot.
Hatton had a really good year. Obviously, I think Sam Burns is going to play well. This chipping yips thing is scary.
I mean, it could be all bogus, but no, it's a
be.
reliable source from the ground.
But the other thing about it is like Scotty might not miss a green, so it might be completely irrelevant.
Right.
Until you get the best ball pairing.
Right.
But yeah, I think this is gonna be an awesome match, and I think that like the first match sets so much of a tone to the Ryder Cup, and what's just important is it being close. Like, I feel like when that first match gets out of control, it's just a bad sign. It's bad feeling, bad juju going through both teams.
Yep.
I mean, I'm kind of rooting for the Europeans. I'm not gonna lie. I like the European team more.
Well, like overall or in that match? Just overall.
Just overall. I kind of like the European team more.
I'm a fair and balanced journalist. I don't root for anyone. I root for the story.
See, you're pro's pro.
No, that's bullshit.
Who are you rooting for?
I don't have a rooting interest. I'm rooting for fun and everybody having a good
You're
time.
rooting for content.
Yeah, always rooting for content and a good story. Match 2. This is again 1:35 a.m. Eastern. Is the first match 1:50 a.m. Eastern. Max.
Do you have any tips for people trying to get up? Like what do Americans do?
I mean, I think you try to power through. Like if you have obligations this afternoon, you power through. I think you try to get through the whole thing the first night, or stay up almost. I mean, you don't have anything Friday. It's a tricky deal. I usually try to stay up, just power through that first night, and then that.
So you would have just stayed up.
Yeah, usually that's what you would do for the Open. Like you have tea, you have a light meal late, grab a cup of tea, something that's not too crazy, and then you power through, and then you're all of a sudden, then you crash like mid morning. Yeah, so then you're fully flipped for the next 2 days. Match 2 is 1:50 a.m. It's Homa Harmon against Hovland and Aberg, the Scandinavian duo. This podcast became, sort of a Scandinavian experts. Did you go to sleep?
Yeah. This is hey, Matt, can you get my computer charger? It's in there. This is a most unprofessional live stream.
Did it go to sleep? I think it did.
It went to sleep.
It did.
Look at that.
No. That's ridiculous. Yeah. So that's Homa Harmon, the H&H boys against the Scandinavians, Hovland and Aberg, which is a dynamite match.
Did you see all the content about Aberg's name? It's like Aberg.
Yeah.
Are you just gonna keep calling him Aberg?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we don't do pronunciations on this podcast. We never have from
we're
day one
on
with
the
Judah
Fried
Newgarden
Egg
to
feed
Aberg.
here.
Yeah, well,
gotta be
whatever. From day one, we have never done that. From Judah Newgarden to Aberg. So, that's a dynamite match. Homa and Harmon against those two Scandinavians who are both, Aberg's sort of this wild card, highly touted wild card. And Hovland's, arguably the best player in the world right now. Harmon first. I just love that. Two rookies, but two what feels like could be reliable or exciting rookies for the Americans. Maybe the match of the slate, if you want to hold.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that everybody's very excited about this match. One side has literally one of the best players in the world, like 3 best players in the world. And no offense to Max Homa and Brian Harmon, they are nowhere near the class right now of Victor Hovland.
Yeah.
And then with Ludwig Aberg, you've got one of the 3, I would just say conservatively, one of the 5 best drivers of the golf ball in the world. So I think,
top 5 driver.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
That I
we're
mean, he
going there
was number
already.
1
Okay.
in strokes gained off the tee for the
Sure.
last, like, 6 months or whatever.
Sure. Yep.
So, I think, like, from that standpoint, I think that's a huge advantage for the Euros. I think the way these pairings shook out is, like, really excellent for the Europeans.
Luke Donald seemed, quite enthused about how everything went. He's like, "This is exactly how I'd like it to be." If you asked me a week ago, obviously we've experimented and toyed with every kind of combination, but like a week ago, this is how I would have wanted it
I
to
mean,
be.
if you look at it, the Europeans have the best player in 3 matches. And I don't think any of the American pairings do any of them. I think the scariest one's the Xander Patrick Cantlay one.
Great match there in the
I
end.
think that's an amazing matchup with Fleetwood and Rory and Xander and Cantlay. I think that's the scariest pairing for the Americans. Um, I think for the Euros, like the Sepp Straka Shane Lowry is going to be the big question mark. I don't have many questions about it. They're burly. They're getting off the bus. They're going to intimidate with size, physicality. You know,
I mean, you've got a pulling guard and a rangy tackle on the right side of the line there with Shane Lowry and
who's the
Sepp
pulling
Straka.
guard?
I
Is
think you
that
got to give.
Lowry?
I think
Lowry the guard?
Lowry is more of a guard. He's more squat, right?
Yeah,
He's more compact. Straka's got the arms. You get like with the rush
the
ends. Like,
standing
yes,
reach.
this is an entire right side of the line with this stupid cross.
You don't think they cover the blind side?
I'll go right side.
They're
We'll go
right
right
side.
side, guys.
Okay.
But they're opening holes. They're getting the second level when they need to. Um, Against wee Ricky and sort of Wayfish Colin, two little guys. The total size differential. I don't know what they're listed at, like 155, 175. Those two. Um, that's an interesting match. I think it's probably the most
It's definitely
blah match on the board.
Oh,
That's
don't dare blah.
I'm not saying it's blah. I'm saying
All of
the
all
most
of
blah of 4 great
all of the
options.
tankers are
The
mad.
tankers, the tank squadron. Yeah, all the septic tank guys are
The
furious there.
tankers.
There's Austrians apparently over there, like shouting his name and spelling his name and across their plates like that. Uh, there's something teased on the television that there's an issue with Ricky. So we've got Burns with maybe the chipping yips.
What if Burns has the chipping yips and I don't know what the issue is with Ricky. This is bad journalism going
Well,
live
Golf
before.
Channel said there's some issue with Ricky.
So
So
if
he's
there is
injured. I
some
don't know what's
if
going
there's
on. I
some
don't know
issue,
what happened.
why are they playing the first match?
I
Why
haven't.
are they
It
playing
was just
right out of the
teased,
gates?
and then we never heard what it was. I've looked for it. I don't see anything.
What do you think the issue is? If you had
I
to
just
speculate?
I don't know. There's so much over analysis. I don't know. The blister on his finger, hangnail. I don't know. It's something like that.
Do you think may stubbed his toe playing ping pong?
Sure. He got jammed up in those loafers at the gala and it like messed up his toe. I don't know. So the Fowler,
What
Morikawa, Lowry, and Straka, just a fabulous match for these quarters. I hope the broadcast gives that its just
I
due.
feel like they're
It
gonna
might
get
get
ignored.
overshadowed.
Well, I mean, if Sepp starts raining,
birdies.
just like dropping high towering irons all over flags like he was doing at Liverpool, it's gonna be impossible to ignore him. That's the thing. He can make himself impossible to ignore.
While we're speaking of the broadcast ignoring people, do people steel yourselves, American audience? This was a show for the American time zone audience. Steel yourself for nothing but commercials in that first session. Like that first 5 hours on the air, it's overnight. You're gonna wake up and you're just gonna get punched in the face with commercials. It won't be I'm 95% sure it won't be like a super smooth. They sell a lot of ads, they get a lot of inventory out of the way. That's always been the case as far as I can recall in these European deals.
I feel
And
it's
just
like
prepare
a
yourselves
match.
for it.
The first tee, they tee off, and then it goes to commercial. They come back. It's like a shot, then they go to commercial.
I mean, you have 8 total balls in play in this first session, right? Not 16, 8 for 4 matches.
If there's 8 balls in play, I legitimately feel like we should expect to see every shot from every player. I don't think that is an unrealistic expectation.
No.
Are we gonna get that tomorrow?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
That's insane. It's like an NFL game. There's 55 offensive snaps. You're gonna get like 38. or something like that. It just doesn't make any sense. But anyways, I think that's the way it's gonna go. Fourth match is Patrick Cantlay, Xander Schauffele against Rory and Fleetwood. We had heard Rory and Fleetwood would maybe find themselves together. Cantlay Xander is um, no surprise at all. A delightful match, and absolutely is. They talk so much about momentum. I thought it was a little bit much with Victor talking about them maybe having momentum from the Junior Ryder Cup win, the victorious Junior Ryder Cup. Seems like a kind of
I
a
mean, I
reach.
feel
They're
like the
looking for
junior
anything
junior
these days.
Ryder Cup is just being crowbarred into everything that's possible. It was
Well,
in the opening
it's terrible.
ceremony.
Get them out of here. Like I get it's a
Oh,
great experience.
you're going after the kids now.
Well,
You
no, they
know,
could go out there, they can play their games, and they can do their
the
competition.
games.
But the amount
They're
of
like the best juniors in the
oh, I
world.
understand, but
You
like
go
the
play their
coverage and
games.
the attention we're supposed to pay, like it's just being overhyped. That's all. They make them part of the experience, but the fact that we're supposed to seriously indulge this is ridiculous.
Do you think Prime or
Victor says they have
ZJ would be a better coach?
who
Prime or ZJ?
for the Ryder Cup?
Yeah.
Prime for sure. Prime. I mean, they just got their doors blown off by Oregon, but Prime would be so much more engaging. Just like let the other guys do the analytics, and then he comes in and gives some speeches, inspires. He would be fabulous. That's a good hypothetical. That's a great match. Who do you like in that one? It feels like the Euros kind of need that one.
The
Fleetwood
Hovland
Mac.
one.
No, Fleetwood Mac
Oh,
against
Fleetwood Mac.
Xander.
Yeah,
Cantlay.
I don't know. I think there's a ton of pressure on Rory.
Totally.
I honestly think that every talking about JT, I think Rory's the one that has like he has to play well. I think Fleetwood being his partner is really good. It's like a really steady, solid player.
Mhm.
Who's played excelled in this Ryder Cup before. I think that's like kind of a bellwether match for the tournament. One of the things that's neat about the Ryder Cup is like, these matches that are like, you know, your your first match, like if you don't win it, is kind of like going to be strongly indicative of your Ryder Cup record, right? Of course, you could lose your first match and go win your next three and
Yep.
be 3-1 and be a hero, but like you lose your first match and then you're likely going to be maybe at best splitting your matches. And I think Rory needs to be 3-1. Like I
Yeah.
think that's like a spot he needs to rebound, be 3-1 to have like a very successful Ryder Cup, like maybe a 2-0-2, 3-1, 3-1 type performance, or 2-1-1 would be pretty acceptable,
What's the
right?
worst case scenario for Europe in the morning? I mean,
I think
four
if
obviously, but
Victor and Rory lose,
that'd be bad.
like if you've got like everything's like, oh, we got these three big dogs.
Given we just watched a cup where one team got bageled in the first session and still retained. I mean, yeah, that's the worst case scenario, but you're in dire straits, I feel like, if those three all like squeak out a half combined or zero. I mean,
What do you think the worst case? I mean, they go worst case for either teams, they go 0-4.
right,
Right?
right.
But like psychologically, I think if those three don't play great, like I think two of those guys have to have really big weeks in order for them to win.
I think of those three guys, the three sort of big dogs, Rory, and Hovland. I think they need two of three. They
Yeah.
would like to see two of three. I guess I could see, Rory falling to the formidable Cantlay and Xander, or Hovland losing to Homa and Harmon. I guess that where that leaves me is Rahm and Hatton really like Hatton out first. People seem
What?
to be questioning Hatton going out first, but I think that's a great. I think Rahm and Hatton really got to get it done. At the
I mean,
first.
that's a tough match too. It's Scotty Scheffler. That's the most consistent tee to green player in the world.
Right.
Right? Like
Can't
the
putt.
best tee to green player in the world in a format that like really rewards consistency. Um, so I think this is gonna be a really fun, fascinating
It's a
first
great
set of matches.
anyone on the bench that you are bummed about. Like we mentioned the elephant in the room, that's JT and Spieth getting sidelined to start. Is there anybody else? We got Bobby Mack, Højgaard. Um, they're left
They
Wyndham Clark and
Fitzy.
Kepka,
My high
Fitzy
point, my high
Rose.
points guy.
Yeah, Fitzy Rose. My guy Aberg, I told that my mouth was running faster than my brain last night
You
when I
hit a
said Aberg.
Billy Ho syndrome.
Yeah, I had Billy Ho and I threw that out there. But
I
I'm
guess
surprised Kepka's on the bench, I guess. Right? He seems to be playing really well and
I mean, the US team can afford to play guys 3 times, right?
yeah, Kepka, Clark, Thomas, and Speed.
Kepka, he's got I don't know, the knee thing, right? Like, you keep him fresh. I don't know. Play him more. I think he's obviously I think he's a good player for either format.
Mhm.
I think some of these guys, like wasn't Fitzy saying he never plays 4 ball?
Yeah, he said like
So,
I've
like,
never played four
he gets
ball.
to
I
play
need to
4
play the
ball.
full a full course.
You think anybody's sitting out the whole time? Do you think Bobby Mack's on the bench for the day?
I mean, it's between him and Nikolai, right?
Do you think they put them out
I think
together?
everybody gets out the first
Do you
day.
think they put them out together and they just say,
Oh,
like,
just like
"Just go,
like
like,
when you
try"
bring the position player into pitch
Yeah,
and
just
you're
try
down, like just trying to waste
just
throw
only
bodies
cost
out
us
of
one
yeah. Let's
match.
put everybody together to try to tank this one. Yeah, that'd be kind of funny. It's possible. I think everybody plays tomorrow though. All 24 guys play tomorrow. I think it's
It's like
I,
when NBC shows every shot of or CBS shows every shot of all the celebrities in the
in
the
the
AT&T Pro-Am
Pebble.
on
I mean, the
Saturday.
captains have gone soft in a way. They don't worry about bruising these egos.
Yeah.
Like they're just like everybody's got to play. It's like participation trophies. Watching my little kids, everybody's got a bat in the order, and everybody's got to play the certain amount of plays in the football game. Everybody's got to get in the first day.
It's all
Apparently,
the millennials
I
getting
don't
into
know.
sports.
I mean, I'm sure they say it's a strategic thing, but if a guy sucks, don't play him. He's struggling, don't play
If
him.
he's
But
got the chipping yips, put him out first.
well, we will see that borne out if that's allegedly what's happening. That's at 1:35 a.m. We'll be back. We'll be up for that, and we will be
Yeah.
ready to rock. We'll do a morning update at I don't know 6 in
What
the
are we gonna
morning.
do? Are we gonna do this?
What do you think? We could
I
do
don't know.
this.
I don't know if this even
Is
works.
this being well received?
Do
Is it
people like
anyone
this?
seen this? Did it even get out to the world? We'll see. We may do it in this format.
Let us
It's not
know.
going to be on the podcast feed. We don't think.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do the end shows.
Those will go on the feed.
We'll do daily pods,
but this
but we're
foursome
doing some
deal,
sort of
it's
update.
going to
We
be
might
like
do
6 in the morning.
Instagram Live.
We'll
Maybe.
talk about the lineup for session 2 real quick, and then talk about what happened in foursomes kind of as you wake up with your coffee. All right, thank you guys for your support. We'll talk to you then. It's Ryder Cup.
Oh, stop recording. Fuck. Was there only a certain limit? No, it stopped recording. That's even better. It's when it went dead.
Yeah, but the stream kept going, right?
No, it didn't. Will said you're still live. Oh wait. We're still live.